Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Joy.
How you doing?
I'm
You look
superb.
nervous. You look nervous.
I'm nervous? Why?
Because we're about to truly do our first random podcast. We haven't discussed any topics.
Oh my
We're
God.
off at the races.
This is so
I'm filled with
weird.
energy, and you don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, oh no, make it stop.
I mean, we've done random topics before, where we've randomly talked about topics we talked about beforehand. Right?
That don't go together with a cohesive theme.
Right.
That's what makes it random, usually.
Right. So, but we're trying this
Freestyle.
random tandem
Yeah, there you go.
type thing going on. All the M's.
Shit.
Get them out of here. It's getting hot in here. I'm a little verklempt.
Uh-huh.
And I'll do everything to make myself get through this process
Beautiful.
and this human experience with you.
Ooh. I love how, like, in the now with the words that was.
I know.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate me too.
Oh, here we go. And then it's begun, kids. This is welcome to my every time hanging out with my good friend Bob.
It is honestly all about me.
All the time.
I'm a narcissist. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Let's discuss how many times you've actually acknowledged in return when I've said that I love you, that you've acknowledged it back.
Oh.
Would you say that it's more than 3 times in 20 years? Or would you say that that's false? 18 years.
Well, first of all, let's tell the truth. 18 years.
That's what.
To this month, actually. It's like, yeah. So, I'm going to say less than 3.
Yeah, I'm going to say less than 3 also.
I'm going to say probably 1.
It's been maybe more
Maybe
than 1.
2.
But it was one time this year. Begrudgingly, you did
yeah.
acknowledge it. But I've had a shitty year, and so I feel like he was trying to come out of his shell and give a little more. So there's that.
See, I come from a family of people who we say we love each other more now than we did when I was a kid.
Oh, for sure. My family's the same.
So I feel that, like, I don't know. When people would say they love me, I don't know if not that I couldn't believe it, I just don't know what that means.
Okay, I got that.
Sort of.
For me, it's like, it was weird to first start saying I love you to good friends.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the way I grew up, it was only kind of for family members and reserved. You know what I mean? Like, freely I love you to parents, maybe.
Right.
But like siblings, no. Ew, yuck. But then once me and my oldest brother became adults, we started to say it more.
You came out of the love closet.
We came out of the love closet. Came right on out. And it's still sometimes, you know, there's still sometimes where it's like a little like, I love you.
Right.
Still got some of that on it occasionally. But that's just because we're awkward people. Bless us. Bless our hearts. But yeah, there's certain friends that I can say it comes easy off. Like, all right, love you,
Yeah.
bye. But I don't think they were really taught to use love and to acknowledge, like, you know, with really good friends that there is a love there.
Yeah.
Because we're not taught to acknowledge it in a verbal way. This is actually really good where we're going. This is
I know, this is good random.
This is the truth.
Because, like, okay, so here's my truth. I grew up around a lot of people with alcohol problems. So in every stage of alcoholism, there is. And so I love you from an alcoholic doesn't necessarily come off as genuine.
I got you.
Because I love you when they're drunk. Do they mean that? You know, I love you comes off as when they hit you. I did it because that kind of stuff. So I don't know. So I come from a weird place of what love really meant. And like even my mother and my sister and I telling each other we loved each other, I know did not like really manifest until I graduated high school. I know it was after because my mom actually wrote that in my graduation card. That we do not say that we love each other, but we know that we love each other, that we're not just living together. Kind of like, you know, that kind of thing. So I was 18 whenever we started using love between my mother or sister, which is my the nucleus of my family.
Yeah, I think ours is somewhat similar. Like, my mom was definitely more prone to saying "I love you" and being more open about that. My dad,
Right.
very
More reserved
Oh
on
yeah,
that stuff.
he even had certain rules about the hugs of it all. You know what I mean? And things like with like a father and a son, they stop hugging after a certain point in his
Right.
world. You get a firm handshake. You know what I mean? And he
Right.
always kind of gave me these sort of side hugs that were like, I don't know, but so yeah, so imagine saying the love on top of it. He'll write it in a card. He used to write it in a card.
Right.
Sometimes it's still weird speaking of him in the past tense, but he used to write it in a card, but to really say it, I don't know that we said it to each other very often, even
Yeah.
as an adult.
No.
No.
I mean, I get it, just knowing you and knowing your relationship with your father. He's got a different sense of it's hard to put into perspective for people who don't know your father.
Right.
But it's just like that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
That's
That was
just
just it.
his thoughts, his interpretations of things, and his way of life teachings. And he's had many different aspects with, Asian influences and religious influences. So, and his merging of all those things together, which he did in a person, I think that he just created some rules in his head that.
Yeah, very firm rules.
Yeah.
And in his mind, it was still like, oh, I mean, it's still clear.
It's still clear. You understand all these rules I've never told you.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't have to say it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously carry the rules written around my neck. You understand them clearly. You're 4. You don't even know how to read, but you know the rules. So, yeah. And the only love I ever got from my father was when my grandmother wrote it in the card at Christmas time.
Yeah,
So that's the thing is, everyone's love and where it comes from is different. So, yeah.
So when you have that kind of messed up start, then when you translate that to true friendships, it's kind of like, I mean, when you think about your friends, certain friends, like, that they're people that, oh, this is a genuine friend. There's genuine love here. It's just known. It's just known. And
yeah, I think that's just, I think it's
unspoken.
in the way that you can talk to each other, in the way that you can tease each other to the point that other people couldn't. Because if it didn't come from a place of love, you would snap out on this person. Like, you couldn't control, this person, I have few friends like that, and I have lots of friends that I've been friends with for decades. And, but I have a few friends that are like, that really know me enough to be like, call me on my bullshit and put it out there. You obviously get the luxury of putting it out there for the world to hear.
I know.
That should be a blessing. That should be love all over you.
It is.
Get it?
I got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's love. I don't allow that to happen from other people.
Okay. Well, then I feel real special right now.
Could you imagine somebody else trying to like put me on blast and call me out in front of?
So poorly.
No. Yeah.
No. There's a couple of people you've spoken of who I don't know that I've truly met. That there's a couple of your friends that I could think of that would get away with it.
Absolutely.
Maybe. But
Yeah. There's people. I mean, obviously I have lots of friends, not lacking in that department, but I have some true friends that just can say it. But those friends, even as we talked about love, those friends even say love ya. And I feel that love ya is lighter than love you.
there is, because it's like you're trying to figure out a way to ease into it, and I've experienced
And then I
this
feel that
myself.
love you is lighter than I love you. I feel that the whole
I
like
hear you.
making
There's
that
degrees.
sentence
Oh yeah.
in the correct grammar.
Because it's a conscious statement. You're throwing it out there, and it's got some vulnerability. If I could speak.
Yeah.
Vulnerability. I can't do it. Well, anyways.
Vulnerability.
Thank you. That's what a good friend will do for you. They'll speak when your mouth won't work.
And laugh at you.
Well, we knew that was happening anyway. So.
Yeah, I just mean like,
Yeah.
love ya. Doesn't, I mean, and I don't have any problem with that at all. Like,
No.
I don't feel like anybody needs to tell me I like Bob I love you. Like that's intense to me.
I got you. So there's degrees. Word up.
Word up.
So, in the actual day-to-day things, okay, I'm going to throw this out here. You're going to roll your eyes at me, but go with me anyway, right?
Okay, I'm going to take a drink while you do this.
Please do that. So, you may have heard of the 5 love languages. And I say it in my doctor voice. Kids, sometimes the setup is so worth it. Like in my mind, as I go to do a thing,
She plans
I'm
this
like,
shit.
this is going to be amazing.
Right.
No, but seriously.
The 5 love language.
5 love
Okay.
languages.
We're not talking like Italian.
No.
Okay.
No. The
Animal?
ways you express and receive love.
Okay.
So like words of affirmation, acts of service, like people do things for you, people give you gifts is one of them.
Okay.
Physical touch, whatever. There's another one, I don't remember what it is. But anyways, the moral story is, do you feel like that, just hearing this concept, does that feel like a valid thing? Like, because most of the time we don't talk about things, would you say that it makes sense that, oh yeah, most of the time I experience love from somebody if I just know that they're going to have my back, or they're always there if I'm going through some stuff?
Yeah,
you know
I
what
mean, I feel that there's another love language.
Ooh, please tell me. It could be the one I'm bringing.
silence.
The 6th love language.
No, I just think that, like you're saying, it's the 6th is the 6th. Let me give you this. The 6th is the 5th element, even though there's already 5. So the 6th is the 6th element, which is the combination of all of them, right?
Yeah.
Which is all the love.
Yeah.
In all ways, right? So I feel that the best is, I don't want to necessarily be touched all the time. That's true. I don't want people buying me gifts. That's true.
Right.
Do I like gifts? Yeah, but do I want them? No, because I'm from the streets
You're right. Okay.
of a very small town.
I was going to say.
Well, I've lived various places.
Right.
So gifts to me have always been, I'll need something later.
Okay, I got you.
So it's a setup, right? So
Right.
you give me a pencil, you're gonna need gas money next week. So, and it's always
Quality
magnified.
time. Quality time is the 5th one. I'm
Oh.
sorry, I had to think about it because one of my friends, that is her love language, is quality time.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily need you to give her stuff.
No.
She doesn't need you to talk her up and tell her how amazing she is, but she just wants to hang out. She wants to have lots of time.
So yeah, quality time is good. I think because quality time could mean silence. Could mean enjoying a movie together.
Right.
Not discussing the movie all the way through.
Nope.
Not talking about how much you hate the movie all the way through. You wait till the end and discuss it all. So that, I think, is quality time. Murdering someone together is
okay.
quality time, I would say.
Yeah, that is.
Maybe not for everybody.
Please no.
And maybe you're just doing it on PlayStation. Let's just say that murder was just a video game.
Okay,
and
so
not
you're
a
like
real
on
murder.
teams and just shooting people together. Okay, I got you.
So yeah, shooting up people together. Now it sounds like heroin. But yeah, I get that. Quality time. Maybe quality time is the love language that I do.
So mine is kind of acts of service. That's
Oh yeah, that's you.
It is. It's like, and I feel this is like as the oldest kid, and originally only of 2, but then of a million. Okay, because apparently my dad thought we were Irish. I don't know.
Right. Thank you for disrespecting my heritage. Go on.
You're welcome. No problem.
Throw a potato at me while you say that.
You came for black females last week, so it was only fair.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So as the oldest, it's like you get used to always having to do the things and and also being the responsible person. Like
Right.
you're always the one who's doing things. So you just get to the point. Could somebody just do something for me? Fuck. You know what I mean? Like the tiniest thing. Like if I'm out of paper towels, and you show up with $1 roll of paper towels, I'm like,
She's gonna blow you. She's gonna blow you. You heard it here first. Paper towels. Always carry $1 roll of paper towels in your car when you're arriving at Joy's. And then she started complaining about not having paper towels. You'd be like, girl, I got you. I'll be right back. You don't need to bring roses.
Please don't bring roses. They
Isn't
die.
paper? What is paper? Paper is like the 10th anniversary, right? Or something. It's one of those.
It's one of the low ones, I think.
Like 5,
1 or 2,
something like that. So yes, you are a giver. I can genuinely say that Joy enjoys doing for others and giving to others.
Yeah, that's true.
I do that too. I am a giver. I'm a giver of truth.
You are a giver of truth. You actually give a lot. I don't think you always do it necessarily happily, but you will do it.
Well, my thing is that as the oldest child, as the caregiver when my mother was not available,
Yep.
I do tend to fall into that role in which in the past, like saying, pencil for gas money, those roles tend to end up fucking me. And so I try not to do that anymore. I have to consciously not want to help people.
Yeah, well, and because the unfortunate thing is that people will take advantage of that giving spirit and that ability to.
And I think that people maybe not necessarily take advantage of consciously take advantage, but adapting to where that is given is a way of taking advantage, right?
Yeah.
Like becoming comfortable
I was going to say the expectation
with
of it all.
spending money that isn't yours.
Oh yeah.
Like that comfortableness is a way. And which becomes, and then you become something you can't even understand. We're not going to get into that. We thought we were being random today, and
We were.
we spent a lot of time on love.
I'm sorry. I mean, it just happened.
So
Let's turn a corner. Let's go somewhere else then.
So today we found out. Let me get my doctor voice.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Today we found out. This is not doctor.
No,
This
it's
is
like
girl
it's
six
like,
voice.
No, this is like radio psychotherapist
Oh,
voice.
okay.
Go for it.
So today, as we all know, for everyone who listens to our podcast religiously, Joy
As you should.
has Bell's palsy.
Correct.
And today, before lunch, Joy was feeling a little, what would you call that?
I was feeling more Bells-ish.
More Bell's-ish? That's
Yeah.
that's very nice.
I like that.
I was going to say lopsided.
Yeah.
Sounds a little word.
Okay, that's a real word. I mean,
Right. So anyway, Bell's-ish. So Bell's palsy, it affects one side of your face typically into a paralysis, temporary paralysis. And this happened before Halloween, and you've been getting progressively better over the last few weeks. And then today you seem to have
like a
more
regression.
Bell's-ish
Yeah.
regression.
And I was noticing, and
then Dr. Bob intervened.
as he often does.
And we had Cajun fries.
Yes, we did.
Now, I mean, I feel that maybe Cajun spice is the pumpkin spice of Louisiana.
Right.
To pronounce Louisiana correctly. But after that said Cajun spice
Settled into my spirit and my body.
in your blood system, because side note, Joy is Creole.
That's correct.
So once that spice settled in there, your palsy began to lift.
It began to lift. It was like, oh wait, I'm back to where I was before, and even a little better. Oh.
So everybody who has Bell's palsy,
yes.
please rush out and buy the most Cajun spice possible.
And if that doesn't work,
Put it on your ice cream.
but I would say if that doesn't work, then maybe find the spice that's closest to your heritage.
Ooh, like
You know what I mean?
potato spice?
There's not that there's a potato spice. Maybe you just need to eat potatoes, period.
Well, no. I mean, potatoes weren't always Irish. They were brought into Ireland. Well, let's not get into history. Anyway, 4-leaf clover spice.
There's a spice out there.
There's a spice out there that's 100% Irish, I guarantee you. It's probably beer. Anyway, it's definitely alcohol based.
It's probably like a heavy lager, though.
Oh.
Don't think you're getting Bud Light. That's not going to work.
No. Oh yeah. So as non-medical professionals, we say, don't do what we say. It was just a funny coincidence
Right,
that it was Cajun, you're Creole. It lifted.
The two are often hard to tell apart down there too. So
Yeah. That's true, because Cajun and Creole are not the same
They're
thing.
not the same, but they're adjacent.
Yes. So, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had something in your throat?
I've had multiple things in my throat. I'm gonna need you to clarify.
I just want to know why, like right now, as everyone out there who feels sympathy for me, I have like a respiratory thing going on. So I'm in the and now in the stages of it coming out, right?
Yeah.
What's that called?
The phlegmy stage.
Yeah, but there's like some kind of like it's not ejaculation, but it's something similar.
Ooh, I don't know.
Anyway, there's a word. There's a clinical
We've reached
word.
the end of my doctor license.
Anyway, so why is it that when you like cough up and hack up and it's like the tiniest speck
For
of
what it
phlegm.
feels like.
But what it feels like is like you have, I don't know, an elephant trunk down your throat. Like it just feels like there's something massive there. But when it comes out, it's the tiniest little thing.
Right.
But then if you have like a 7-inch penis in there, it feels like you could have more.
Well, that's because you're experienced, okay? And with experience comes ease.
Ease. Oh, so I get it now. I know. I just turned myself around in that random conversation. It feels bigger coming out than it goes going in.
Going in. All right, that sounds fair.
Which is the reverse of penetration in other places. Right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a dog's penis to me, you know, because they get those barbs and they like on the outs, like cats where they like barb on the inside
I've
and they
heard
won't
about
like
that.
them.
It sounds horrible.
Dogs' penises expand on the
Yeah,
inside.
so
Sometimes
that you
you gotta
can't.
throw water to separate them, shock them into separating.
Glad it doesn't work that way with humans.
Oh, it
So glad.
sort of works like that with
Not
humans.
really, though. I've never felt like somebody's been, fucking suction cupped. And so,
Maybe
I don't
that's
know,
why.
I'm not working
Maybe
with
that's
anything big enough.
why. Maybe that's why people have to rape so much, because we no longer have those. Like that seems like rape to me. If someone's penis gets in you and then latches on the inside until it's completely done ejaculating, does it come out? That sounds kind of rapey to me.
It is very rapey.
So maybe the humans just can't. I don't know. Don't all rapists have small penises?
I don't know. All rapists are definitely unevolved beings. They're like,
All rapists should be put to death. Wow.
I don't know. Is death too easy though? Sometimes.
No.
This is my thing. No.
No.
I'm like walking around with no penis though. That's more torture.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that as torture. It was torture at one
If
time.
you have you had to walk around with no penis?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it was at one time a form
right,
of
yeah.
torture
Exactly. So,
and punishment.
yeah. To me, I'm into like the most harsh punishment ever. So I don't know. I feel like death is over quick, and I get it. Then you're no longer, fucking up the universe, not breathing, polluting our air. But if I could make you suffer in a tiny cage, just walking around with no penis, that to me is better. Have time to marinate on that. Figure out how you're going to go to the bathroom from now on. I'm always curious about that. Like, if a man no longer has a penis, how do you go to the bathroom?
Oh, it's like a catheter system.
Oh, see, no.
Yeah. Not that I know anything about it. That took a dark turn.
It did.
Wow.
It did, kids. We started from a light, happy place, and then we just went,
We went
straight
from
down the
joking
drain.
straight to seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that obviously the punishment for rape and molestation at the same time, not the same time as the events, but at the same time, lumping them together.
Right.
The punishment is not as severe as it should be.
Correct.
When I look into the paper, I don't look at the paper people, I sometimes see articles about people getting arrested online, and then I therefore look at that. And for whatever, it'll be like stole a Twix from a gas station, looking at 6 to 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and I'm exaggerating in the Twix department, but I'm not exaggerating about the theft of it all.
Right.
Like you can get 6 to 30 years, and then some people rape and get no time served.
Yeah. Just get away with it.
Ugh. Okay, let's take a minute.
We need something happier.
Yeah. So I'm setting up Joy here.
I'm scared.
We sort of agreed on a topic offline, off mic. But I feel that I'm just gonna put it out there. So Joy, as a conjurer of ghosts of relationships past,
Okay.
how many times do you let said ghosts back into your life?
Ooh.
Is there a limit to that?
There's a limit. There's definitely a limit.
Is there a time limit of between, or is it better if there's lots of time between?
It can be better if there's longer time in between because, you know, people can actually grow sometimes. Not always. But you're going to roll your eyes. It's true, though. But, like, sometimes people can get a little bit better. They can be a little less horrible. So in that sense. But I just would like to go on record as saying it's not my desire to be a conjurer of ghosts of past relationships.
Do you think that maybe your heritage is Creole, that there's some kind of like spiritual thing passed generationally into you?
I could definitely see something like that. Absolutely. I mean, I get that it's happening, and I'm like, how do I turn that shit off? Maybe I need to go home and figure that out. That's what we need. That's what I need to do right after this.
Need I got some candles for you if you need.
Okay. I will take those. Yeah, and it's because it boils down to just like anybody else, right? It's like, how many times am I going to bang my head against the wall?
Right.
Is twice enough, or is 3
Right.
my actual limit?
Well, I always think about that Missy Elliott song, "All in My Grill," where she says, "Third time, moved you in, took you back in my life. I don't know what's wrong with me. Third time."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then I think there's a Kelly Price song about how many times something. Isn't
Yeah.
Isn't that Kelly Price?
I don't know about. I don't know her works of
Okay.
art that well, but I mean, I used to listen to her, but I don't know her like that. But yeah, I would say most of us, myself included, don't get it on the second time around.
Right.
Usually need at least 3, and for 1 or 2, especially horrible individuals, I've given them 4 shots at it. So nobody's perfect. That's
Because
what I would say.
as we discussed earlier in the show, you are a giver.
I am a giver.
And you're naturally a caregiver and a person who takes care of people.
It's so unfortunate. I can't believe I feel stupid kind of admitting it, but I always want to believe the best in people. And when somebody is like, I'm different, I want to believe you. And I want to be
Right.
like, that's so true. Until you just start being yourself. And
Well, I
then
think-
I'm like, fuck.
You, in our juxtaposition, when someone tells me that they've changed, it's like the deepest eye roll down
you.
to where my eyes change color, come back up,
That's true.
flip again, because I don't believe
I know.
that people can change.
I know.
And I think I think that you are the person, and we've had this discussion before, you are the person you're destined to be
Yeah.
from the get-go.
You have said that. I know. This is where we differ. And I've tried. I know. I think where we can kind of find our common ground, because he always ends with a sigh with you.
Right.
And maybe exasperated, like, can't you just believe? We can agree that people can change for a short while. We can agree in that area. And that I think you're more of like, it's just how long you're going to be able to hold on to that shit until the truth comes back out.
Right.
And I'm like, could you keep the momentum going to turn it into a full thing? But I mean, I I acknowledge usually when someone seems like they have changed, that's like so temporary.
Well, and I think that people can change some things in their life. Their hair color, they can tan, nail polish, makeup. Other things, like temporarily, everything's temporary.
That's true.
So, but I think that if you change one aspect of who you are, that another aspect of you, like, it's like a pie system, right?
Yes.
So there's like 6 pieces to you. And when one slice gets better, another slice suffers.
Yeah.
Because I feel that if sometime, as a person who believes people are destined to be who they're supposed to be, that you're taking away from that other aspect or faking it, which is horrible for your soul to lie.
It's very true that, and people know this, right, instinctually, like, if you say, like, oh, my big issue is I just don't have enough money, so you figure out how to work harder, get a different job, or whatever, then the next thing you know, your health goes to shit. And so then you work on your health, then the next thing you know, you and the partner that you've had for 8 years are, like, on the so it's like, it's true. It's kind of really true that there's kind of this equilibrium that our life is at, and then when we go and fuck with that, it's like, oh, watch out, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I think it's true for relationships where, it's said, not by me, but by multiple people, maybe people who know better, that only one person can truly be happy at a time in a relationship.
Wow.
That when one person's extremely happy, some aspect is taken away from another person's happiness. And I mean, I've never had the amazing, completely on level, blissful ignorance of that kind of a relationship where everyone's happy at once, because I'm not a happy person. I mean, I'm happy, but I'm not like happy.
Right. I know what you mean. It's hard to verbalize because it's like, I know you so well, I get what you're saying, but I don't know if it,
Yeah, because
you don't walk around like chipper, like that type of ideal that people have of a happy person.
Yeah. Like, I'm not stereotypically happy.
There you go. Ooh, that's a good way to say it.
I'm cynically happy, where I will definitely make fun of you to your face.
And be happy about it.
And be happy about it. I will definitely say mean things to people for fun, and that makes me happy. So I get my happiness where I get my happiness.
There you go.
So I get whatever I want, wherever, But I don't know, I've heard that.
I think there's something to it.
Because it's a polar thing, right? I mean, you say equality in a relationship, do this, do that. All these things that are tangible can be, this person does this part of the relationship. This person does this part of the relationship. Like, one person's a fixer and one person's not a fixer. Like, you balance each other out.
Yeah.
And then if there's something that you equally want, so the ball of happiness in the middle of all the relationship should be equal, but I think only one person can hold that ball at a time.
Yeah.
Because we all do things in relationships that I don't want to do, but I'm doing it because I love this person, have said that word, so therefore, sacrifice.
But I would say that while it's true on that side for the happiness, I would say the reverse does not hold up, because I think that two people in a relationship can be equally unhappy.
Yes.
So it's kind of really unfair, actually, when you think about it.
So what you're saying is no one will ever be truly happy?
Or only one at a time, yeah.
Well, what if you're single?
That's maybe your best opportunity for happiness, quite frankly.
Well, I think that as a single person who doesn't live with their parents, that's there's a lot to be said about no one having an impact on you and what you do. No one telling you that you need to go to this party for people you don't like. No one telling you that you need to do laundry tonight. Like no one telling you anything. Like it's you.
Yeah, no one making you suffer through the 9,000th episode of their favorite sitcom, etc. Yes.
Ooh, can we talk about that for a second? I mean, I'm done. Well, I'm done with happiness. It's over.
Okay.
It doesn't exist. I saw somebody posted this meme, and it was actually not a meme. It was actually someone's Twitter account, and they said that they were letting their spouse use their ex still use their Netflix account, and they saw that they were on like the last season of a series, watching the last couple episodes towards the end, and they said that they were gonna wait until the second to the last episode was watched, and then cancel the Netflix account.
Love that.
But I'm saying if you share accounts with people, and that's fine. That's a sort of love, even if you're not together anymore. That why would you let them get that far?
Because it's like the extra disappointment of it all.
I can't remember what show it was,
like,
but it was something that was like Grey's Anatomy or something that was like
that is Petty
really
LaBelle.
in depth. It was like Petty LaBelle.
Yes, Petty LaBelle.
That was Petty LaBelle. It was Peppermint Petty. Whatever we got.
Yeah, Tom Petty, Lori Petty.
Petty LaPone. I don't know if people know that.
Ooh, Petty LuPone. That's a good one. People aren't even gonna know that one.
No, some people will.
Google that, kids.
All right. Well, that was our random, not so random. I thought we'd have more topics than that, but
It was still good. It was good for me.
It was
If
not
it wasn't for you,
practiced.
I guess I'm the happy one in this relationship.
you can have that happiness ball and go fuck yourself.
Ooh.
And remember that to be beautiful and natural is the birthright of every woman. And I wish you all loads and loads of loveliness and good luck.